The next speaker is the Group MD and CEO of QI Group. The group started in 1998, and this gentleman is a Malaysian national. And as you've seen, they're in a wide range of different businesses. What I incredibly saw there was this rhythm that this group has been able to bring together, particularly over the last 8 years. It is a great pleasure and honor to introduce the Group Managing Director and CEO of QI, Mr. Vijay Eswaran. Can we give him a round of applause?
Good morning. Actually, this is a wee bit uncomfortable for me. I don't really perform well to notes. If at all, I'm famous for leaving the board structure or parameters of any kind of blueprint and daring something new. So anyhow, bear with me. I usually find things like a rostrum or a podium like this gets in the way. However, we'll adapt. Now, basically I'm here to talk about QI a little bit, as to how we have grown over the last 8 years, and share some of that with you. But in essence, I think I would like to address something that's very close to all of us, and that is how to be able to cross over from the 99th percentile of humanity, which is where most of us fall into that 1 percentile that makes a difference. There's this 1 percentile of humanity that write the books that we read, the music that we listen to, that basically act in the films that we see, create the costumes that we wear generally, set the borders that we live by, the so-called shakers and movers. And there is no formula that I can bring out here today to share with you and say, hey, this is how we cross over and become that 1 percentile. There is nothing that I believe can be packaged. There's no magic bullet for you to take back. It's a process. And we're going to be discussing a little bit about this process today. Is that okay with you guys? All right. Now, let's go back a little bit to QI. We didn't really plan to, grow into this company that we eventually did become, or that we are today. And when we began, it was in essence to fulfill an obligation. We were a group of consultants that were working in the Pacific Rim at the time that the internet bubble had just about caved in. And we're going back to about 96, 97. And when the handover was happening in Hong Kong. So at that juncture, we chose to basically go against the tide. What we did was we chose to come into Hong Kong when everyone was basically abandoning ship. In a sense, because they were a little bit skeptical as to what might happen over the next 20 years or so. We took the gambit that it would work out. And turned out to be the best thing we could have done, because we had the advantage of prices that we could not have been able to get otherwise. To move into Hong Kong was a massive endeavor. We were moving in from the Philippines at the time, and where cost of living is considerably lower. And we also took advantage of the internet bubble caving in. We had a whole host of skill sets that we were able to bring into the company. And that combined gave us a little bit of an edge. And an edge is really what we needed at that time. Starting off was from nothing, was, as always, a real challenge. I'm totally fascinated with banyan tree. I'm a big fan, you know, and I was taken back sitting, listening to Claire just now. And the thing that I liked most was a statement with regards to empowering people, embracing the environment. Totally in sync with that. And we, at that juncture, we had to deal with an economic environment. There was a little bit times of flux. Now, flux is a good thing. I think it was Sun Tzu said that there is an opportunity in every crisis. Sun Tzu, Ping Fa, The Art of War. And it is a very powerful statement with many levels to it. It's not something, it's not that a crisis hangs out there like a tree bearing fruit. It's more like that you have to dig, furrow the land, till it, and build it from scratch. It requires a tremendous amount of hard work. So that's a big facet of whatever we're going to do. But you people being here today, I imagine that I'm dealing with a different set of an audience. You're people who have already put in the hard work, achieved a level of success, and perhaps looking to make that transition that we ourselves persevere every day to do. It's a challenge. Getting there is one thing, staying there is a whole different thing. It's probably a lot harder to stay there. And as we are learning ourselves, as a very young company, we are 8 years old as of 2 weeks ago, staying there requires us to basically destroy everything we learned along the way. Everything that we acquired to get there had to be basically wiped clean. You needed a new slate, a new perspective, a new ability to, a new ability to look at everything that we had started with. Is it okay if I move around a little bit? Yeah, I feel a lot better when I'm moving on my feet. All right, so I basically had come back after 13 years in the West, and living in the States and in the UK, ingrained certain values and concepts and thinking in me that I brought back when I came to Asia. But the thing that I realized most is here in the Pacific Rim, particularly I would say Singapore as the hub, Hong Kong another one, we have certain value systems that are there within us, ingrained into our thinking patterns that we do not really work upon. We don't develop it. It's tremendous power that we have that we do not choose to emulate. We do not choose to work, to basically develop, utilize, implement, and we tend to look very much to the West still, because that's where all the MBA programs come from. Are you with me? And an MBA in Harvard, as wonderful as it may be, with due respect to anyone who has one out here, as wonderful as it may be, works very differently from Wall Street as it does here, the emerging markets. You know, it's an observation of mine, and you're very welcome to take me up on it during Q&A. But, you know, wisdom is not just about knowledge, is it? It's acquired. Having a samurai sword doesn't teach you how to use it. Even having learned how to use it doesn't mean that you know what to do with it when the time comes. Are you with me? Falling down a lot, picking yourself up, dealing with the wounds and scratches, helping others stand up, that is really what it's all about. Ultimately, you know, biologically as creatures, we survived the past few millenniums primarily by working together.